Alright, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we'll bring you back to back update and information as the hot. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you go be the first we will collect them. Alright, you have heard this our brother what he have said concerning what is going on currently now in our Biafra, that enwechala my ID card, to show that you are a citizen, ebonye obodo Biafra. And recently, if you listen to my news yesterday, where I was talking about the current development, even with Ohamadi.
Most of us have seen Mazen Kanu going to the Court of Appeal to appeal for his case of terrorism that Nigeria slammed on him. Now, it will interest you to know that Justice Omotosho, like I keep saying, has been bribed to jail Mazen Kanu. And each time I come here to tell Biafrans that Justice Omotosho in his person is Nwike's friend, most of you tend to disagree with me. But in the recent happenings, some of us have understood why I say that. Now, Justice Omotosho cannot, for those Biafrans who are, worried about the 20th, Justice Omotosho can never and would never pronounce a jail term for Mazen Kanu. It is very imperative that I make this video today because a lot of people have been calling me and disturbing me. Oh, Rose, our brother is going to jail. Oh, Mazen Kanu is going to go to prison. Oh, this, that. Listen, in this country, they know, the Nigerian government knows that Mazen Kanu can never go to jail. All they are doing is just, to look for something and place on something and make that something to stand on something. Whereas there is nothing you can place on nothing and expect it to stand. That is just the truth. So the world is watching. For Justice Omotosho, he cannot jail Mazen Kanu. And the reasons are very simple. Now, this young man has never carried a gun. You have not seen a gun with him. Now, this young man was fighting for the independent state of his people, for his nation, which is Biafra, that every one of us are dreaming to step into. And then he came back from United Kingdom to Nigeria to continue his agitation. What did Buhari do? Buhari went and arrested him, jailed him unlawfully, tried to imprison him unlawfully, and detained him for a couple of years. I think about 2 years or thereabouts. Now, finally, Mazen Kanu was released from detention. When Mazen Kanu was given bail by Binta Inyako, the person that stood shorty was Abaribe, stood shorty for Mazen Kanu. So Mazen Kanu was in his Royal Majesty house, Israel Okuchukwu Kanu, his father's house, where he was exercising his right as a citizen and obeying the court's order of him staying until his case has come to an end. What did the Nigerian military do? Buhari had to send military to Mazen Kanu's house, where they gunned down 28 people. Recklessly, they gunned down 28 people in Mazen Kanu's house. The reason why I'm bringing up these stories for you to be fresh in our mind. And Mazen Kanu was whisked away by the security that was in his house on that very fateful morning that the Nigerian terrorist government sent the terrorists of the Nigerian military to come and kill Mazen Kanu. Mazen Kanu ran away. The next place we saw Mazen Kanu was in Israel. And after there, he started doing his broadcast from London. Now, after some few months, while he was enjoying his freedom, because he ran away from the Nigerian terrorist government that was coming to kill him, he ran away and started his broadcast from London. And when that happened, after some time, he went back to Kenya. I think for a meeting, I don't know why he was in Kenya though. Went back to Kenya, enjoying his life and all whatnot, continued with his agitation without carrying any arms. The government of the same criminal and terrorist Buhari went as far as using Buhari's plane to to come and kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, now brought him back with the effort of the Attorney of Federation, Malami, and then it was Uhuru Kenyatta that was the president of Kenya. So Uhuru Kenyatta helped the Nigerian government. To commit this atrocity in Nigeria. So they brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. For 5 years, the law says you should not keep a man in detention for less than 24 hours without charging him to court. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has stayed in DSSS facilities for 5 years without any case. And these people want us to be sane. They want us to be sane. When we come out to argue, they don't want it. When we come out to tell the government of Nigeria that this is the evil that they're doing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they don't want it. If we decided to march on the street of Nigeria to protest about this evil that they're doing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they don't want to hear about it. They don't want it. They bring on, they start shooting at us. Remember, when we started this agitation, we weren't carrying arms, we weren't carrying firepowers. We were just on our own, peacefully with our Biafran flag, and all we met was gunshots, killings everywhere. So we resorted to self-determination and self-defense. That was what led to this, we defending ourselves in the Southeast. And that was what led to Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, stepping into the game to make sure that Biafrans are no longer killed in any way. But you see, the evil continued. The government of Nigeria, in collaboration with the Eastern governors, went as far as colluding with Finland, promising them your oil, our oil, promising Finland our mineral resources. And they took Prime Minister away. The same thing continues. Look at the humiliation that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through. Look at what this man is passing through in the hands of the terrorist Nigerian government. It is in this same country that bandits called terrorists and people who are carrying AK-47 sophisticated firepowers, going to villages, ransacking villages, burning houses, destroying lives and properties, raping mothers, raping children, taking the life of children. In that same country, that is the same people, the government will go after them and have peace deal with them, have peace meeting with them. The same country that is prosecuting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are based and pet terrorists. Finally, the military of Nigeria will go and get these people. The genuine ones, because there are still genuine militaries in Nigeria. Get these people arrested, bring them for prosecution. What the government will now tell you, the terrorist government of Nigeria will now tell you that these people, they will be rehabilitated, and they will after rehabilitating them, they will come back and reintegrate them into the society again. That is what Nigeria does. That is what they do. And that is why I have this pathological hatred for Nigerian government. This same persecution that the Igbos are facing generally everywhere in the world, Nigerian government is using that opportunity to subject us to all manner of insults. Go to Lagos State now and see what they have done to our brothers and sisters' businesses, our homes. Go to Lagos and see what they are doing to us. Most of you don't understand the enormity of what this government are doing to our people. They want to impoverish us. They want to make sure that we remain the most poorest citizens of that country. We're not even a citizen because we have gotten a nation. They just want to make a caricature of us. Or what the Vice President Shetima said, that is the agenda that they are carrying out as we speak. Now they understand what to know. They have jailed Simon Ekpa. The people that killed Simon Ekpa, the foolish Finland that told you Simon is a terrorist. Have you heard them now spoke when Trump tweeted to Nigeria? Did you hear them speak? Did you hear Alexander Stock say anything against the evil that Nigeria is perpetrating on their own citizens? Did you hear Alexander? These are the people who want your freedom. These are the people that said, oh, Simon is a terrorist. Did you hear them condemning the genocide, the killings of Christians in Nigeria? Did you hear Alexander Stock say that? Did you? No, none of you had it. Because you're not going to hear it. It's just for common interest. Common interest. Most of you, when we are talking, you think we are here to, thank God all of you know that I don't make money from my social media handle. I don't come here to deceive Biafra, because this is, if we don't talk about it, we will continue to die. If we don't stop them, they will kill all of us. And we will not have a place to live. Go to the whole Southeast and see how the Nigerian army, the terrorist Nigerian army, is destroying our lives, destroying our property, all by the interests. It is very, 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 very imperative for me to say this. These governors and presidents at the end of their 8 years, their 4 years, they don't stay in Nigeria. Have you noticed that? They do not stay in Nigeria. Show me one governor or one president that after their tenure in Nigeria, you can point to their house and say, oh, the former president of Nigeria is at home. Let's go and visit him. The former governor of Anambra State, where is he today? The former governor of this state is in his house. We can go and visit him. Tell me one place in Nigeria that has ever happened, and I'll show you their houses here in London. After ruling you, destroying your lives, after scattering everything, killing you, suppressing you, oppressing you, stealing from you, using your mineral resources to bargain for their entire generation, after that, they would fly out and stay abroad. The money is good coming from Africa, the money is good coming from Biafran land, and most of you didn't know. Foolish, very foolish. I don't know how most of our Igbo brothers think. Very foolish indeed. Most of you don't know that the mineral resources is coming from your land, and the reason why they kept all your road blocked is because of your natural resources, because of your mineral resources. You don't reason. Most of you don't think. Because of that, go from Lagos to Onitsha, you will see 2 million checkpoints. Why? They're not there. Listen, they're not there because of the 1 naira that are collecting. They are there to make sure that the crude oil is being handled perfectly well by their own colleagues. So they move the crude oil in the night. Coal is being mined. They mine coal in Enugu. They move it in the middle of the night. That's why you can see Dangote trailer loaded with coals. They all move at night. You don't see them in the morning. That is why your mineral resources is being moved at night. And those police checkpoints are the people where they're going to tell them, oh, it's from this governor, it's from that governor. Why? Because you people don't know how to take what belongs to you. We are too busy doing business. We are too busy flying to Japan, flying to China, going to buy and sell. That is what we know. Our land is under siege by these people. You have one man that Nigeria cannot defeat fighting for his life. What do we do? Every Monday we ask you, we are even begging you. Thank God that some of you are even sitting at home. We are even begging you to sit at home. We are even begging you to show the world, your discontent with these people. We are even begging you to come out and join us. Start doing something so that we that we are in abroad, we can support. We know what we will do. Dr. Ngozi Rabeze, she's not the only person that can do it. She cannot do it all alone. That is why I'm here to support her. That is why every genuine media team is here to support that woman. She's trying her best. Now, our ID card is out. Very soon we are moving to our...
All right. As I was looking at the news, look at this particular news now. He said, IPOB leader Kanu files motion to halt High Court ruling in terrorism case. Let's go down to the full detail of this particular info. The detained Biafran nation agitator Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has asked the Court of Appeal in Abuja to stop the Federal High Court from delivering judgment in the terrorism charges brought against him by the federal government. Judgment in the terrorism charges filed since 2015 has been scheduled for delivery on November 20 by Justice James Kolawale Omotoshio of the Federal High Court in Abuja. However, Kanu, in a fresh motion on notice he has just filed, is praying the Court of Appeal to stop the High Court from further proceeding in the charges against him. His new motion was predicated on the ground that he has filed a notice of appeal against September 26 ruling of Justice Omotoshu, which dismissed his no-case submission and ordered him to defend the terrorism allegation against him. Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, is contending that the Federal High Court was wrong in dismissing his no-case submission without going through the jurisdictional and validity issues of the charges he raised. Among others, he argued that the lower court was wrong in upholding the charges because the terrorism prevention among other charges, he argued that the lower court was wrong in upholding the charges because the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act had been repealed, and therefore there were no valid charges against him. He also held that the constitutional issue of jurisdiction was not addressed by the judge in the considered ruling on his no-case submission. The ground of the motion was that Justice Omotosho did not evaluate the evidence of the prosecution witnesses and the cross-examination to determine whether the abduced evidence had been discredited, that he sought to call 23 witnesses only when the issue of jurisdiction had been determined, but which the court refused to allow, stating that such would be done in the final judgment. That the judge foreclosed his right to defend himself from the charges while refusing to rule on his objection to the validity of some of the counts in the charges. Kanu said that if his request to stop the judgment delivery is not granted by the Court of Appeal, he may be unlawfully convicted and sentenced to jail. He further feared that if the November 20th judgment is delivered, his appeal against the no-case submission would become a mere academic exercise, as a fait accompli would therefore be foisted on the Court of Appeal. The Biafra Nation agitator submitted that neither he nor the Federal High Court would be prejudiced if the application is granted. In a 13-paragraph affidavit in support of the motion, Kanu raised the issue of disobedience to the Supreme Court's order on the validity of Count 7 in the charges against him and the failure to apply the mandatory test under Section 303 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 ACJA. According to him, the Supreme Court made it clear that Count 7 was no longer an offense in Nigeria, having been allegedly repealed. In the affidavit he personally disposed to, he said that his pending appeal against no-case submission raised substantial recondite and constitutional issue of law. He specifically averred that Count 1 to 6 in the charges against him were predicated on a repealed statute, hence no valid charges against him. Meanwhile, no date has been fixed for the hearing of the motion on notice by the Court of Appeal. Alright, this one is as regards the current issue that is going on now with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. So you can see that it's more also that this particular case and issue of Kanu is more like it has become something like ton stuff. I don't know if you're getting it. Ton stuff. Ton stuff. That's what this issue has actually become. But as it is, we'll watch and see what becomes the end of the case if the NIG government is not going to stand by justice and allow justice to prevail as regards this particular issue. Of course, if you see how this case has been handled from 5 years ago, this case has been in the court more than since 2015, I think, 2017. Since then, even after Kanu, Kanu's house was invaded in Afaruku Ibeku in Umuahia, Abia State, he fled to Israel from there. Later on, he came from Kenya. They abducted him, brought him back to Nigeria. And since then, this case has been lingering. And I believe that the government themselves know what they are doing. Because had it been that they don't know the consequences of this particular case, they would have given a straight judgment. And by now, judgment would have been, taken. But because they understand the weight of this case, as a lawyer, a case so you don't need somebody to tell you, okay, that this is what is going to be. You don't need somebody to tell you, because you as a or as a leader, you know what you are doing. The government they will not tell you that they don't know what they are actually doing. They know what they are doing very, very, very well. Mana nke bụ eziokwu bụ na Chineke bi n'eluigwe bụ Chineke nke usu niile nke ndị agha, ọnyanwa ga na-anọ olu nwe ọgụ bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Ọnyanwa ga na-anọ olu ọgụ maka na onye Chineke na-edu bụ onye na-adị ndụ.